something special
Boom.
for a group of people. But anyway, thank you. Listen, my name is Etikamba Maku. I go by Tech. That's my nickname, right? And I have a very interesting story. It may not be unlike anyone else's, but I actually do still work. I have a not full time job. I actually work part time because I work in pediatric orthopedic sports medicine, right? And here in California, the schools are still closed and the sports are canceled still. It's unlike anywhere else in the country. A couple places here and there, but
Might
I
have to
have
speak
this.
up a little bit louder, Tech.
Okay, yeah. Let me know if you can hear me. My volume is okay. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Tekamaku, and I am a notary public and done doing it for 2 years. I actually work in pediatric orthopedics and sports medicine. So you hear my IG handle is Dr. Tech Music. So I am not a doctor for the record, okay? I'm not a physician, okay? However, I have worked in pediatric orthopedics and sports medicine for 17 years. And to be honest, I can tell you everything about your joints, your knees, your shoulders, your elbows, your ankles, your hips, whatever. That's my area of specialty. I love it. I still do it. But I also have a notary business, as you can see. And it's important that you guys understand that I come from this foundation of business ownership, right? This concept of working business owners, and that is really founded from the only way to really generate wealth for yourself and for your family, for your community, and for people around you is through business ownership, right? Ownership of stocks, ownership of businesses, ownership of real estate, ownership of partnerships. Otherwise, it's otherwise you're just kind of spinning your wheels. So notary is a great business, and with the advent and evolution of the technology, the internet, um, you want to better yourself. I came across a lot of material online as far as how to learn how to do the notary business, be good at it. Tiger Toledo's book. The first thing I came across was the $250,000 call script, and it really changed the game. If you really pay attention and you really kind of take notes on to what is being said, you take that information, you adapt it to your environment, to your circumstance, and you can really take off and really do some incredible things. And that's what I've done, and I've been able to do that. So hey, Tiger, thank you for putting out that material. It really has helped a lot. And
Oh,
I
no question,
definitely
man. No
appreciate that.
question. Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, Tech is smart as hell. I ain't that smart as this dude, man. What university did you go to?
The University of San Francisco, man, USF, the original USF, not South Florida, man. Yeah, I mean, whatever, man. Listen, to be honest, listen, we're trying to figure out that college is not a scam, right? College, higher education is not a scam per se, right? But we're starting to figure out, and people are really starting to realize that it's built on this foundation of sand, right? It could collapse. Is it really worth what it's worth? And it comes down to what do you want to do in your life?
Hmm.
You know, do you need to go to college? Maybe, maybe not. Me, for what I wanted to do, absolutely, right? Study medicine, study the body, study anatomy, study physiology, how things work, study human movement, performance, nutrition, training. Those things you absolutely need a higher degree of training, right? That's what college is. It's training. They train you how to do a particular job, right? But when it comes to entrepreneurship, you don't get that information. When it comes to growing your wealth, when it comes to saving, when it comes to credit, when it comes to all these other intangible things that really matter and really, you know, are fundamental in your life, you don't get any of that information. So, listen, man, a degree is a degree. It's a piece of paper as far as I'm concerned. I took a lot from college, but to be honest, you know, it takes you so far. The rest is up to you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
So,
there's so many questions I want to ask you, but I wanted to give everybody the backdrop so they can understand, like, your where you're coming from. So you still have your full time job, is that correct?
yes and no. Yes,
Okay.
because technically, yes, I do still have it because I haven't been like fired or anything. But
Hmm.
like I said, lockdown, pandemic, shelter in place, all these things have disrupted how sports are being played and
Mm.
how schools are being attended. So as a result, yeah, I still have it, and I still do it But it's the circumstances have changed, right?
So let me ask you this: why did you get into the notary business out of all businesses, right? I mean, let's be honest, the notary business flies under the radar. A lot of people don't know about it, especially when it comes to traveling notaries. How'd you get into this business?
That's a good question, but it's pretty simple. So around 2016, 17, I really wanted to buy a house, right? And where I live in California, boy, you better make some bread, make some real dough. I'm sorry. Listen, there's so much valuable property here, so much money here. I live in the tech innovation capital of the world, right?
So you're in Silicon Valley.
This is Silicon Valley, man. This is
That's
home
crazy.
of Facebook, home of Twitter, home of Dropbox, home of Salesforce, home of Oracle. I mean, I could go on and on. IBM, Apple, they're like right down the street from here, right? And in order to do this, listen, do you need a lot of money? No, you don't necessarily, but you need to understand how the game is played. And business ownership is a large part of that game, right? So looking into that, I came across Boyce Watkins. I came across a lot of thought leaders who are promoting, business ownership in the Black community, right? Andre Hatchett happened to come across my page as well. I'm like, who is this brother, man? He kind of looks like me. He got glasses. He's bald. Right. But
shout out to Andre Hatchett.
Yeah, listen, Andre Hatchett, I want to give a special shout out to him, man. I got to do we can do a whole episode just on him, right? We can do a whole.
Oh, I'm gonna have him on the show.
Yeah, so don't miss that if you can.
Yeah.
But so coming to after learning more about business ownership, seeing Andre Hatchett here and there, I'm like, I know what a notary is, but not really. You understand what I'm saying? I know what a notary is, but not really. I didn't know the depth and the history of notary, and I've come to learn about it. But funny story, at Afrotech, if you're familiar with Afrotech, is a big.
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a big conference for Black tech people. People work in tech.
Okay.
And turns out Andre was there. So, and I saw his name pop up, and I said, "Listen, I got to meet this guy." Got to meet this guy. Happened to meet him, and it was history from there. He said, "Listen, I've been following your videos, watching here and there." He said, "Listen, man, if you're interested, you would probably be good at it, given your skill set, things that you're interested in. Do it. Let me know." So sat on it for a little bit, did a little bit more research, and then finally just said, "Listen, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I got fired from my job." Right?
You got fired.
Got terminated from my job.
Yeah, tell the people about that. What happened? So are you saying, like, because you got fired, that's what made you attack the notary industry a little bit more aggressively?
Exactly. It kind of forces you to go all in.
That's what happened to me. I got fired too.
yeah, right. And it happens. That's cool. It happens. People
right.
Don't take anything personal, right? You lose your job, whatever, it happens. But when you're on death's door, put it that way, right? I wasn't literally on death's door, but when you thought you had everything, and this is so relevant today because people have jobs and they lose their jobs that they thought they would have and they thought it was secure. But the reality is that it's not secure, is it? Is it, right? It's not, right? If you don't own that job, you don't own that company. If you're not the CEO, if you're not in that executive suite, you're not one of the top 5 people in that company, you can lose your job at any time. You really could, right? And that happened to me. Listen, I'm a damn good athletic trainer, right? That's my profession. I'm damn good at it. I got 2 degrees, got all this advanced training, got all these national certifications. There's about 30,000 athletic trainers in the country. Of that 30,000, 130 have the certification I have. So very select few people. So I was good at the job. And plus I walked into another job like 2 weeks later, no problem. But nonetheless, I was terminated, right? And that's a whole nother subject as well. Right. So that forced me, new house, new wife, got cars, got stuff to pay for, that forced me to.
That pressure is real.
That pressure is real, and you will respond, and you better respond, right? You should respond.
Yeah, it's sink or swim, right? And it's you know, pressure can make a diamond or it could bust a pipe, man. So it's like, how do you handle pressure?
Mhm.
You can't run away from it, right? Um,
And some people need that. Some people need to, listen, a lot of people's lives, I ain't gonna say I don't know anything about anybody's personal life here,
mhm.
but listen, man, we got some easy lives, right? Is and again, this is all relative, right, to what people are going through. But sometimes that level of comfort is what's holding a lot of people back. And when you are
Yes,
faced against, listen, man, I was driving Lyft. I was doing like all these little odd jobs here and there. I had some savings. I was good, but I didn't want to dip into my savings because the savings will disappear real quick. So in the meantime, I wanted to get some money going and whatever, man. Listen, there was one particular time when I was driving Lyft, and again, we are in the tech capital of the world. One of my passengers, I had the CEO of Fitbit was in my car one time. I had, I had all kind of entrepreneurs, and one thing I learned was asking questions. That's one thing that
ask
the
questions.
250 the
Huge.
$250,000 call script talks about. Ask questions. If you're not comfortable with talking to strangers, you can't be successful. You got to
I
be able
agree.
to talk to people, right? So and I have this history of examining patients, asking questions, trying to figure out what their ailments are. So I just use that to my advantage, right? I had an executive from Thumbtack, and that's something we'll talk about later on. This app called Thumbtack. Some people never heard of it. It's an app. It's like TaskRabbit, Craigslist, Angie's List, those type of professional referral services. And he said, "Hey, man, you should get on this app." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, yeah. You should try it out, see what you think." And next thing you know, I tried it out, started to get some hits, have some success, and I used the 250,000 call script, applied that to my business model, start removing certain points or
Now
barriers.
let's talk about that. Let's unpack that, right? So you were able to do something really interesting with the combination of some apps, right?
Right.
Which allowed you to automate your notary appointments and payment gateways.
Yeah.
You combined two apps. Tell the people about that a little. How you were able, like, the frame of
Okay.
mind of thinking to even do. I didn't even think of that, dude. Like, you put me on the game. So
All
tell
right.
people about how you did that.
All right. So let's get
And pay
into it, man.
attention, ladies and gentlemen. But hold on, real quick. I
Yeah.
want to welcome everybody because people are just still coming in the room and everything. So shout out to you guys for coming in and joining us on the Notary War Room. We're here with Tech Amaku. He is about to break down how he was able to automate his scheduling, payment gateways for him to run appointments. And a lot of times he doesn't even speak
No.
to the client. So break that down for us, brother.
Let me ask you a question, Tiger. You're a smart man, aren't you? You've been around the block,
Well,
right?
you know, according to my teachers, I ain't that smart, but yeah, sure.
You got straight A's in high school, right?
Shit, not me.
Right. But let me ask you a question. Why do you have to talk to every single person? Is that necessary that you talk to every single client that you have? Think about this from a notary's perspective, right?
Mm,
Not every industry is like this, but think about this from a notary perspective.
mhm.
Why? And this is a question for everybody, right? Why do you have to talk to every single client?
You
You
don't?
might, you don't, right? You can say it. You know, I want to make sure I connect with the person. I want to make sure I have a feel for what they're
Sure.
asking. I want to let them hear my voice, and that's all good and fine. But you know what? You want to know something, man? They hire you because you can fulfill a need that they have, right? And that's signing a document, right? You might have the cheapest price, you may be the most expensive, but the question at the end of the day is, can you perform the job? Can you get this done? Can you do it correctly? Can you do it right, accurate the first time, and not have documents rejected? So then they have to waste more time, waste more money. You don't know what kind of schedule they're on, right? They want to know, can you get the job done? And that's so I can provide the service for you, and you need the service from me. It's really just that's really it, right? All the other stuff in between, that's unnecessary. Well,
And it's very difficult to the scale when you're
right.
answering all of those phone calls like that. It's very difficult. So,
Very much so.
I, but yeah, I used to think I had to talk to everybody when I first started in the notary industry because all the phone calls was coming in. Um, I knew I had to be able to. The first thing I did was create the call script. Very first thing, right? The reason why I wanted to be able to disqualify the tire kickers from the actual people that was ready to purchase, right? You could waste your time with a lot of tire kickers. They're asking you a million questions and they have no damn intentions of purchasing your product or service, right? And then let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, there are notaries that are calling you trying to infiltrate your system and your business. Let's be honest here. Let's keep it 100 grand in the hand.
They're taking notes on you, man.
Hell yeah. They want to say, oh, okay. How much is this person charging?
Yeah, that's okay. So 100%, right? So as far as people calling me, so the tire kickers, right? Eliminate those people, right? Don't entertain those people because although, and they slip through the cracks here and there, but although, you know, they obviously have a need as well, but you're exactly what you said, you're wasting time. If someone knows what they want and they know that you have it, then what's left to agree upon? Really? Just the time, really. Mm-hmm. When can you come? That's the question I want to hear. What time can you be here? So this is what I did. So I had my first, before I read your book, and this is a shout out, this is a credit directly to you, to be perfectly honest. I'll keep that 100%. My process was very sloppy. It was very unorganized. People would call me, and Andre, you know, his course, credit to his course, he's like, listen, do A, B, and C, and your phone will ring. And I did A, B, and C, and sure enough, my phone started ringing. But I wasn't ready for that because I'm asking, all right, what kind of document do you have? Okay, all right, will you be able to sign at 2:00 on Thursday? Well, what about Wednesday? Is that good for you? Will all of your parties be there? Like, it's very sloppy, very unorganized, it's very unprofessional. And callers, they hear it. They notice that. They can hear it when your operation is very staggered and very unorganized. So I eliminate all of that. Started off with the script. So someone calls me, hey, I live in Chicago, and I have a domestic partnership application because, you know, me and my fiance, we're not married, but we need to get access to this money, right? That's really what they're asking. They want to get this money. So I stopped them right there. All right, first of all, I need 3 pieces of information. First, really, I need to know, where do you live? Because that's going to tell me how much I need to charge you for travel. Second, I need to know, do you have your valid form of identification? So do you have a driver's license, a passport, so that way I know that you are who you say you are? Can you prove that? Yeah? Okay. And then how many times are you going to be signing a document? Those 3 pieces of information is really all I need. Really only 2. Where do you live and how many times you're going to sign a document? Mm-hmm. That's really all the information I really need. So they know, they call me, they know I can fulfill this. I know I can. What I've done is just given them those 2 questions to answer ahead of time. And then once they say yes, confirmed, they pay, then I get the alert, shows up on my phone, and then I accept it, and then I go meet them. That's it. That's the entire process there.
Now, you were able to do, now, how did you do this? You took the call script and put it into Calendly?
Yes. Yep. So,
okay, yes, break that down.
Yeah, so there's 3 ways people can find you, right? Mm-hmm. They can either call you, right? They can either Google you, or they can either walk into your place of business if you have a brick and mortar spot. So we're mobile. We don't have a physical location. So you get to either call me or you got to Google me. So once you Google me, or once you call me, and finding your position on Google search results, that's a whole nother subject as well, right? You got to have your SEO up, right? And I paid someone to do that for me, to actually put me in a certain position. So when people hit certain keywords, my name pops up. So you hit my name, click on the link, click on my calendar, or click on my website, and then the call script is already there, or the intake form is already there. They fill it out. They enter the name. They answer a couple of questions. Where do you live? What kind of document do you have?
Mm-hmm.
How many signatures are? How many people are going to be signing this, including yourself? And there's some other questions in there as far as security gate codes, parking, dogs. Right, I don't want to walk into your house and there's dogs jumping all over
Yeah.
the place,
Yeah.
right? Because that happens. And I've got some stories about crazy stuff and people pulling pistols on. Man, listen.
Wow.
So yeah. So yeah. In California, where properties, yeah. But anyway, those first three questions, and then they agree. Now, a question that I get all the time is, how do you price it, right? How do you get people? How do you determine what the cost is, right? And that's going to be up to you. I can't tell you what the price of services is, but I want to tell you that if you are willing to go into a house that you don't know who lives there, you don't know what's in there, consider your safety. You want to go there at 8 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock in the morning. You have to cross a bridge. You have to park. Uh, you know, how much is your time worth? How much
Mm-hmm.
is that hour or that 30 minutes of your time worth? And then you set the price. So some people don't know how to figure that out. How do you figure out what my time is worth? And there's steps to figure that out as well.
Matter of fact, let's ask everybody on here now. Who on here on this Notary War Room is brand new to the game? Type in 1 if you're brand new to the game. If like you've never notarized not one piece of paper yet. Type in 1. Type in 2 if you have done some notarizations and you do have some skin in the game. And type in 3 if you're a damn expert. God damn, the threes came in quick. I was waiting for you to say that. Woo, them threes are like, woo, zoom. Okay. We got ones. We got quite a few ones, and then we have a lot of threes, and then a few twos. Okay. So let me ask you guys, and let's be honest, you don't have to put in a number or how much you get paid, but in your heart of hearts, do you feel that you are underpriced when you are selling your services? Type in yes or no. Okay. And thank you for being honest too. Shout out to you, Jamie, Tamara. Erica says yes. Michelle says yes.
Wow.
Elvis says it. God, Lee. Melinda says yes. Everybody says yes.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
That is a problem.
That's a problem. We need to fix that.
But I would have said the same thing, a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
a year and a half ago. I probably would have said the same thing. Yeah. I think my services are underpriced.
Yeah. It's got to come down to like we won't be able to dive in deeper with that, but I just wanted to ask that question because like by you guys typing that in to this chat right here, you're acknowledging that, hey, you should be charging more. You should be getting paid more for your services, especially if you are doing real estate documents, right?
Oh, goodness.
Especially if you're doing real estate documents. But that is a different conversation. Again, if you guys want to join me for the 4-week live interactive workshop, you could just go to stampingfordollars.com and then type in the coupon code RISE to 2021. RISE 2021. So real quick, so Tech, you really don't talk to your clients anymore, like to book the appointments.
All right. So I'm going to go back to that one point you said, because the real estate documents, right?
Yeah.
All right. So most notaries that I've encountered and most notaries that I've seen, they get their appointments through these signing services. Maybe a few of them go directly to the title companies, and that's probably a better way to go about it. But nonetheless, there is a need for these signing services because they give you appointments. Now, what happens when that appointment's over? Because those signing services, to be perfectly honest, right? You know this, they're just going for the lowest bidder, right? If you're doing it for $75, they're gonna go to you. If you're gonna do it for $90, you're gonna agree to that. They're gonna go for you, right? So I saw how that was being played out, and okay, it's good in the beginning, but when I would get my clients privately, I noticed that there was a difference.
Hmm.
First of all, they agreed to higher prices, right? Because they understood what was on the other side of that notarization. You might have $100 million. Grandma might have left you $600 million somewhere, and you understand that I need to get this document notarized that proves that I'm a U.S. citizen and that I am who this descendant of this person, so that I can get the $600 million, right?
Hmm.
Would you pay $5,000 for a notary if you knew you're gonna get $600 million
Hell
for
yeah.
notary?
I
All
wouldn't
right,
even blink.
wouldn't even blink. And you know what? That happens all the time. So some people are aware of this, some people are not aware of this. So that happens, right? And now there's people who also they have continuous work done, right? You have attorneys, you have gas companies, you have construction companies, you have uh, even private entrepreneurs who constantly need notarizations done. Maybe once a week, 2 or 3 times a month. So what I've done is, again, if you're already smart in whatever you do, you're knowledgeable, you have intellect in what you do, you'll probably, chances are, be good at that even if you went to another industry, right? And so what I did was started applying that same level of service, that same level of customer cares, that same level of attention to the notary business that I did in medicine, right? So if I see that there's a person who has a continuous need, I'll form a relationship with them, a partnership. And what I do is I give them a specific link, their own personal link. I say, listen, hey Tiger, man, I see that you got this construction company, or you got this heating and air conditioning company. You guys constantly need these notarizations in order to do your repairs and do your digging. Listen, eliminate all, you don't have to go to UPS store. You don't have to Google every single time. Here's a link. This goes directly to me. I'm the person who answers this. When you need services, hit this link. If you need something emergency last minute, you're up at 11 o'clock at night and you think it's too late, go into the go hit this link, boom, it goes directly to me. You need it for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm there. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to call. You don't have to see who's available. You don't have to leave voicemails. You don't have
Hmm.
to, I go to signers' houses, this is feedback as well. They'll tell me, "Oh, you're the sixth person I called. I called 8 people, no one answered the phone. I left voicemails with 6 different people, no one returned my call.
Yeah.
You're the person who you." I said, "I'm the only person who answered. What if I just didn't even answer? And you just called me directly, or you just went to this link directly?" So that's how I completely. So let's say there's 5 steps, and an assigner selecting you. I just removed 4 of those. Just
Yeah.
one step only. One
Yeah.
step only.
Anything that you could do to streamline your business and make it easier for the customer. Make it easier for the customer. And what he's saying is gospel, ladies and gentlemen, because I do, after he taught me this system, what he just broke down, I did the same thing. And at first it felt kind of funny. I was like, man, this shit ain't gonna work, right? And I was like, it's probably just working in California, right? Until ching, like, so money came through on my account, and it was like somebody just ordered services in Indianapolis. Now I'm in Chicago, and it came through in Indianapolis, so I had to scramble, right? I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, let me find a notary out there in Indianapolis. And then I was like, man, it worked. I didn't even talk to the client. They just went ahead, booked the appointment, put the payment through, and the money came through. And then it happened again. Then it happened again, and it happened again. And I was like, oh yeah, this is this is like that automated digital money, right?
Listen, man. When people need notaries, and listen, we're not talking about loan docs here, okay?
No.
So no, so we're not talking about real estate. We're not talking about refinancing. We're not talking about modifications. We're not talking about reverse mortgages. That's a whole
Yeah,
completely
they can
different
call
animal,
for
right?
that.
Yeah, you go ahead, do whatever you want to do with that, right? Listen, man, let's get real. When people get notarizations, what are they really looking for? Do you know what they're really asking you to do when someone gets a document notarized?
Break it down to me.
How can I get that money?
Mm.
That's what they're looking for, right? You, Mr. Tiger Toledo, you're you're not in the way of me getting my money, but I need to go through you in order to get this money, right? So when can you get this done? Can you do this correctly? Can you not make a mistake? Do you have the confidence, and do you know for sure that this will not be, because listen, you know, people got rent due, they got bills due in 30 days, they need to get their money,
It's
and
a fact.
your stamp is the only barrier from them getting that. So
Yeah.
if they got to call 8 people in order to get this done, that's what they've got to do. They'll
I'll
do
give
it.
an example. I have a notarization going in at 6 p.m. tonight in Chicago, right? And the mother is bedridden, right? It's a power of attorney. Um, mortgage got to get paid. Mom can't make it to the bank. The daughter is like, hey, look, we got to pay these bills. We got to pay this mortgage. The only way I can access these accounts is by getting a power of attorney notarized. So when you understand the urgency and the pain that is coming from that, that's when, and I'm not saying like you hit them over the head, right? And you just like completely clean them out. What I'm
Right.
just saying is like, you're going to offer a premium service. You
Yep.
guys that are on this notary war room right now, you guys are elite performers. There's a million other notaries out there. Trust me, I know. I have an agency. I know there's a bunch of notaries out there. You guys are on this chat because you guys know that there's a lot of money to be made on here. And we're trying to provide that service. We want to serve you to show you that, yeah, there's an abundance of money out there. You heard what Tech said. A client might call 7, 8 people. When a person tells me that, I get pissed. You know why I get pissed, Tech?
Why?
Because it's like, damn, my marketing ain't working good enough. You shouldn't have to call that many damn people. I
Yeah.
should be the first, second, and third person you call. The hell?
Right.
And I get upset, right?
That's right.
I was like, how the hell am I the 8th person? Like, let me
You know
check my
what?
analytics and data again.
And that's exactly, you know what? And that's another. I have this great digital marketing strategist that works with me, and she
Mhm.
is so sharp, man. She is brilliant. Charlene Bond of prolificexpressions.com. Prolificexpressions.com. Please, I'll put a referral thing on the chat if I,
I
check
heard
the
of
chat.
her before.
Man, she's on it. She was saying if people are complaining about not notaries not calling, then that's exactly what you give them, or not answering the phone rather, then that's exactly what you do. If people are complaining about notaries being late 15 minutes, 30 minutes, because they're depending on you to get there on time so that they can go and handle their business, right? You can't be late. So advertise that, market that, say, listen, I'm going to be on time every
Indeed.
time. And this is a guaranteed appointment. You will not get a somebody who's a no-show, right? So the things that people are complaining to you about, again, talk to these people, talk to strangers, get comfortable with talking to strangers, because they'll tell you exactly
They
what it is
will.
that they need. They'll tell
They
you. Yeah.
I actually created a couple of videos just on that alone, just
Mm-hmm.
on negative reviews, how you can propel and increase your cash flow just off of negative reviews of other notaries out there. There's a plethora of it, right?
Yeah. Oh goodness, yeah. And um, you know, I don't know if you know who Dave Anderson is. He calls himself the business bully. This is another reason why mentorship is important. He said something very interesting, right? He said that whatever you're charging people, you know, charge double.
Indeed.
I
I
was like,
agree with that.
what? What? He said, charge double. Charge double. I say, why? He goes, because like you're saying, like tire kickers, the people know what is that they want, and they don't really have time to be playing games, right? They need to know that what they are uh, hiring you to do, that you're going to get it done. You call somebody to fix your dryer, fix your washer, then you want to make sure that they get it done, right? Same, and you'll pay for it to get it done. When you start cutting corners, start getting cheap, then you waste time, because what's going to happen? Somebody's going to do it incorrectly. They're going to miss the venue. They're going to they're gonna sign a document in Illinois, but it says Florida on it, and then it's gonna get rejected, and right, and then so, and now they have to go back and do it again. They have to, so now they have
Right.
to pay double. So charge double the first time, and then, but you can't charge double if you're not giving double
The
service,
value. Right.
the value, right?
Right. Here's my thing, right? Like, and I could give a million reasons why you should have a high price when you're charging for your notary services. And I'll tell you why. One, Friday, shout out to my executive assistant, Bree. She booked this appointment. It was for a doctor. This doctor was Barack Obama's doctor for the last 20 years, bro.
Wow.
Crazy, right? I mean, he was making his house into a landmark. That's how dope his house was. So they could never tear it down. But that guy right there, and I just want to give you an illustration. If we gave him, it was just one page now. It was just one page that got notarized. We charged him like $155 or something like that. If we offered that guy $20, he literally said, I wouldn't have went with you because you would have sound inexperienced and you didn't value your time enough. This is the client telling me that.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to keep in mind, when you keep your threshold, your prices at a high level, you reach different people.
Yeah.
You're not reaching the people that, hey, I thought a notary was supposed to document my my paper for $1.50. Get the fuck out of here. Get off my phone.
I can't get $5 at least. Come on,
Right.
now.
$155. I've literally heard people fall out of the chair. I'm like, oh shit, and I start laughing. I was like, I'm charging too cheap. I'm too cheap or something. It's like, no, you're too damn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It ain't for you. This ain't for you.
Mm-hmm.
Go find somebody, another notary that will be willing to do that for you guys. But this ain't for you. We're more specialized. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're gonna cover that. We got some laugh out loud. Tell her, get the hell off
You're
my
charging
phone.
for your action, man. Your actions. A notary for a notary to come out to go to an intensive care unit during COVID. Damn, my phone is blowing up. It's to go into an emergency room where your great grandma might be incapacitated. Now, you, Tiger, got to put your name, or you, Carletta Wilson, or you, Rasheed Bailey, you got to put your name on a legal document, right? Understand something, right? A notary, you're not an attorney, right? You're not giving advice. We know that. People start asking questions. I don't answer any questions. I don't know nothing, right? But you have a power that attorneys don't have. When your stamp goes onto this document, it becomes a legal document. Attorneys don't do that, right?
Mm-mm.
Attorneys interpret the law. They advise you on what to do based on, precedents that were set from other cases and so forth. But when your name and your stamp goes into a document, at least in the state of California, that becomes a legal document, right? So for you to go into an ICU to go talk to someone's great grandmother who they know they should have gotten the power of attorney done 10 years ago,
Facts.
right? That's what you're charging them for, right?
Yeah.
Because you're exposing yourself to COVID-19, to any kind, I don't know what's going on in those hospitals, right? And then they want to come at the last minute. Then you have to make a judgment call to say, okay, hey, grandma, how you doing? Hey, my name is Tech. I'm here for the barbecue, right? Ha, 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 joke, right? If grandma says, oh, what they serving, ribs? What they serving, hot dogs? That's a red flag, right? Mm-hmm. Is grandma in her right mind? So you got to make these decisions. Because if you sign your name on that document, and you stamp it, and then uncle comes back, 30 seconds or 30 days later, like, hey, my grandma wasn't in her right mind to make that choice. She didn't put her thumbprint on that journal.
Yeah.
How did you make that call?
Protect your ass, ladies and gentlemen. Protect your ass.
Protect your ass. And you know, I don't want to brag or drag on to loan docs or real estate, but that's a large reason why I don't do very many real estate documents, is
Yeah,
because
me neither. I'll
90%,
outsource it in a second.
man, man, you listen. I live in Oakland, man. Not San Francisco, by the way, Oakland. But
Okay, my bad, my bad. You in
it's
the
all
Bay?
good.
You in the Bay?
We represent, man, East Side Oakland. But houses here is $770,000 average, right? Some high, some low. But you put your name on $1 million mortgage policy, and that signer comes back and say, hey, the notary said, because the last person these people talk to is you, the notary. Their documents gets rejected. They waited to the last minute to complete their signing to close it, and then that interest rate changes, or now because they were supposed to close on the 10th and then it didn't, and then it has to come back, it has to be done again, it closed on the 11th. Now they got to pay $18,000. Well, the notary said that it always comes back to the notary, man. So your name going onto these documents, you got to know what you're doing. Like, this is a
Absolutely.
real profession, right? This is a real um, I wouldn't say it's up there with lawyers and judges, right? But it's
It
damn
is
near.
because it's
It's damn
court.
near.
It's court appointed, right? You're a court
Yeah.
appointed, uh, a state official to notarize these things. And this is what loan companies, they could kiss my ass, right? Like, I'm gonna let you guys know why I don't like what they do to notaries. I'm that guy that don't like to see somebody get bullied, and I go and fight the bully. Like, all right, pick on me. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I see you picking on them. Now pick on me and watch me punch you in your mouth, right? So what I see loan companies do to notaries, they mistreat them, they talk down to them, they underpay them, like grossly underpay them,
Oh yeah.
and they act like they doing you a fucking favor. I'm like, I had a notary put me on a conference call, and I listened to the way this company in Atlanta talked to him, like like we're gonna blackball you and do all. It's like, are you serious? I was like, tell him kiss your ass. I text him. I was like, tell him kiss your ass, right? But you have to understand something. These loan officers are salespeople. First and foremost, they are salespeople. That is their job. They are supposed to persuade, convince, negotiate prices. That's how they were able to get that deal in the first place, to say, hey, we can offer you this interest rate. Go with us instead of go with ABC, whatever. And they know for a fact that you are the last person that can make that deal go through. Right? So if you're going to kiss anybody's ass, you're going to kiss that notary's ass to do it, right? No, I'm not going to bring you no cookies and tea and scrumpets. I'm not bringing you no damn scones.
Not scrumpets, man.
I'm not doing it. It's a business. I have a business, you have a business. Respect mine, I'm going to respect yours. These are my prices. And I want to let you guys know something. It's not the reason why they're offering you these low prices is not because they don't respect you. They're offering you these low prices because other notaries are accepting these low ass prices. So if we could get enough people, and I'm not trying to save the damn world here, but if we could get enough notaries to understand their value in this market, we can bring some damn balance here. There's no way somebody should be doing a reverse mortgage for $40, bro. I've seen it.
I
I've
saw
seen it come
$30.
through.
40. I saw 30. I saw
I've seen
30.
that too.
I almost
I was trying to be
saw
generous.
Yeah, I could have choked when I saw that. Yeah, I don't care what. I don't care how. If you have to walk there, if it's next door, the person next door
It
to
don't
the
make any
house,
sense.
not doing that for 30.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just the liability alone isn't worth it, right? Just again, putting your name on some document that could come back, and then all of a sudden, title companies, they're all upset because you did something wrong, you missed something there. I don't know if you ever done like a cash buyer signing, like that's a whole different game in itself as well.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't touch it. I
Yeah.
don't.
So
I look, dude. Like, I before I touch real estate, personally, the only real estate that I'll touch because I know it's simple as hell, quick claim deeds, warranty deeds,
yeah.
um, land trusts, like those are like 2, 3 pages. Done. I'm out of there in like 10 minutes. I'm gone. All those stat, like I literally, and no shade to the notary signing agents, but when I see you guys printing out all them damn pages and you're putting it on Instagram, I'm like, dude, that's not where it's at.
What is you doing?
That is not where it's at.
Yeah.
But you can make some really good money in that if you know how to price your services correctly. Let me share this with them real quick, Tech. When they're asking you guys, and listen to me, because we're elite performers here. I'm not gonna baby you. I'm not gonna pussyfoot nothing. So if you guys don't like the way I'm delivering it, jump off the damn war room. This is the damn war room. We get busy. All right.
Boom.
Listen, when they ask you to deliver the documents to a FedEx or UPS, you are no longer a damn notary. You are a high-end courier. You hear me?
What? What is that?
You are a high-end courier. Like DHL, like FedEx, when they come pick up your package, that shit costs money. You need to be charging them accordingly for that. Your notarization job is done. Okay, you don't tell your client to take that shit to FedEx then.
I
Huh?
wouldn't dare tell.
Oh, you want me to do it? Well, I'm gonna charge your ass for that. Oh, you want an extra set of copies for your client? I'm gonna charge your ass for that too. You guys are giving away the ranch with the milk and the cow and the goose that laid the golden egg. You're giving everything to these guys. They're like, whoo, we better keep them. They did everything for like $150.
Yeah.
You want to add to that, brother?
Listen, man, ask yourself a question. Do you own you? Do you own you? Yes?
People jump
no?
from one job into another. Yeah, facts.
Because if you have any question as to whether or not you own yourself or not, then yeah, just listen to, like you said, the response. If what you want to do, if how you want to coordinate this signing, meaning you complete the notarizations, you sit there out in the cold because nobody's letting you inside their house, right? You're a black man, you walk up to somebody's house, $1 million house, and they're already looking at you like, wait, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't even go inside the house and sit down. You got to sit outside in the rain. And fortunately, I live in California, so it's all good. You know, it's always sunny here, 79 degrees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem. But then it's dark. And then you have to use your cell phone as a light, you know, to sign these documents. And now you're rushing.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're shaking. And now you're losing confidence, right? Because now you're second guessing yourself whether you got something right or wrong. Then you go back and then review the documents. You got to scan them. You got to do all this, and then you realize, oh, I missed one. And now you got to go back to the house and you got to knock on the door. You got to figure out, listen, man. Then you got to drop it off at FedEx. Nah.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
it's a lot of work. But at the end of the day, you know, are you owning your time? Or are you just doing another job, right? It's just another job that you're doing. Or whether or not
I always say this, Tech. Nobody grows up saying, when I grow up, I want to be a notary.
Not likely.
I know when I was growing up, I didn't say, when I grow up, I want to be a notary public, a traveling notary, the best traveling notary ever. No. Look, we get this money, man, and then you take the money and you start investing and doing things that you want to do. Yeah. Okay? So, so right now I want everybody to start typing in your comments, not comments, your questions that you want to ask Tech or you want to ask myself. We're about to go into the Q&A part of it. We got a lot of people. Can you see the chats on your side too?
Yes, there's a question that says, "What are the main?" It says, "I." This is from Jamie, by the way. It says, "I mainly do real estate closings. What are the main documents you are notarizing?" Okay, so the main documents I notarize, again, this might be different from where you live in your area, your region, or even your state. Here in California, first of all, the notaries, they have to pass a 6 hour, take a 6 hour class, pass a state exam, and they have to be appointed by the Secretary of State. New shout out to Shirley Weber, our new Secretary of State. Um, uh, the documents. So there's a lot of property here, a lot of elderly people here, a lot of opportunity for elder abuse here as well. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad, especially coming from a medical background. If you ever worked in like these nursing care facilities, or if you ever, it's sad, right? Grandma has Alzheimer's or early stage dementia. She's got $100 million estate. Never filled out a will.
Mm.
I've seen it. Got $100 million stashed, or she did fill out a will, never updated it. Right? So that will that you did in 1973 has been in place since then. Babies have been born, people got divorced, people died. The order in which that will is executed or that trust is executed is now it changes and now it's subject to being contested. So I do a lot of estate planning documents. People getting their affairs in order. It's COVID-19, people.
Yes.
We're living in an age where it's COVID-19. I'm not saying this to scare you. No, this is reality, guys. People are getting their affairs in order. People are getting their wills updated. They're getting their trusts updated, or they're getting one for the first time. A lot of properties being moved. People like quit claim deeds. People are changing the beneficiaries on their. People are taking money out of their 401ks. Like we're dealing with finance. You're dealing with insurance. You're dealing with real estate. You're dealing with that's the a bank. If a bank is going to issue you a $400,000 check, they want to make sure that you are who you say you are.
Indeed.
So I do a lot of finance. I do a lot of construction related documents as well. Again, we live in California where unfortunately we have an extremely high rate of taxes. So a lot of the companies here, a lot of the businesses who want to do business here, they have to, if you want to go and dig underneath your backyard or dig in the ground, you know, put some pipe down, run some gas lines through, again, those permits, those applications for those permits, those have to be notarized. You have to get someone who's qualified, somebody who works for Tiger Toledo Energy. You know, your executive vice chairman has to, you know, you're the qualifier. That information has to be notarized, or that signature rather has to be notarized.
And you made a $1,200 commission off of one client from the construction, wasn't it?
Hey, and I'm gonna ask, real quick, and then we'll go right back to Q&A.
Yeah.
That lead, that one lead, it was like $4 to get that lead, like $4.78 to get that lead. That lead has generated a $1,250 appointment, $1,050 appointment. So that's $3,200. A $400. I just did one today. A $450 appointment. So that's $3,500.
That one lead.
I'm still going, Tiger. Yes, there's one lead. And two other like $270 appointments, right? Because they're doing multiple signatures at once, like a stack of paper. And they'll say, listen, all these need to be signed, all these need to be notarized. We're gonna do this all at once, right? These are permit applications. That one $4.78 lead had generated over $4,000. Because when you approach it and the, you know, what's the difference between a corner store and a supermarket, Tiger?
The size?
The size, yeah. But your options as well, right? And also, you don't go to the corner store to get vegetables or get produce, not necessarily, but you'll go to the supermarket because the quality is better. You know what you're getting, you know what to expect. A corner market notary operation versus a supermarket notary operation, and you're dealing with that level of complexity of signings, you want somebody who knows what they're doing, or at least confident about it. So you present yourself as such, you present your notary business as that, and you attract that level of clientele.
Yes, indeed.
So your corner store operation is getting corner store clients. Who's shopping at corner stores?
People that
or
probably got like a top, like a $5 in their pocket.
and you can't get four of them. They got $5 in pocket, and you can't get four of them, but they want your notary, right?
That's real.
So,
That's real.
so
So
the
let,
companies go after
we
these type of
got
stuff.
we
Some
got
more.
Mobiletta. Mobiletta said, "I already know how you think, leader. Laugh out loud. You taught me." Shout out to you, Mobiletta. Uh, we got Jamie. Jamie said, "I mainly do real estate closings." That's the one that you just read.
Yeah,
Tech. Okay. Yeah, $40 reverse mortgage. That shit is crazy, man. Um, ain't no way I would be doing that in the reverse mortgage. Yeah, minimum 200, minimum, and that's without the high end courier side,
mm,
right? And
mm,
that's without me printing an extra copy for the client as well.
mm.
Um, he's a 21 gun salute. Boom! Hey, I love the energy of the people in the war room, man. That's what we do here. Chastity, that was the word. Do you own you? He said that was the word. Do you own you?
Do you
Shout out
own
to you,
you?
Chastity.
Do you own you?
Um, what's the other question here? Would you mind
Maybe
resisting what type
repeating.
of two apps you mentioned when you use to automate your business? What's the two apps that you use, Tech?
Okay. So Calendly is the first one, right? Calendly is just a scheduling software. You don't necessarily have to use Calendly. In fact, you can use any scheduling software you have. Uh, but the important thing is that you are able to, first of all, you got to have a website, right? Again, talk about the corner store versus the supermarket. Have a website. And if you don't know how to operate your website, then hire someone to do it or do it yourself. So what I'll do is I'll give um, personalized links to each of my signings. So that eliminates the step. All like, don't even call me, right? Go to
Mm.
the app or go to the link. So let's say Calendly is good for this, and I use Calendly, so I'm going to use Calendly as an example. But they have events, so certain type of signings have certain type. You could set that up as an event. So I'll link directly to that event. So that way, if you need to have an appointment, you'll just and there's these like tiny URL that
Mm-hmm.
why it's the same thing, right? Same thing. I use something called Pretty Links. Something in WordPress called Pretty Links. There's a plugin. That plugin you could cloak the URL to look like your website, and it goes directly to the event on Calendar. So you
But
can link.
they technically they don't need pretty links if they don't have it, right? Because
No, you don't.
Calendly will give them their own specific link for that category.
Sure. Yeah, it just looks a little cleaner when you do it yourself.
Hmm.
So, but Calendly gives you your own link. I'm sure. What was the other one? There's a bunch of other scheduling software that does
And
it.
then it was and then you use the Calendly with is on
Yes.
24.
Yep. And is on 24. And again, that's a phone forwarding system. So it's like, oh, if you live in Los Angeles, press one. If you live in Atlanta, press two. It's like that. It's like a phone tree. But the difference, the reason why I like is on 24 is because it has the ability to text message people. So you can send
Yes.
text message. That's the key right there.
That is huge. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was one of the biggest. It it it, it disqualified so many tire kickers. Let me tell you something. When you really start getting a lot of phone calls to your phone of people inquiring, it's exciting in the beginning because all these people want to give you money, right? And it's like, yay, my phone's ringing off the hook. But it gets old fast.
Yeah.
It gets old fast. Your phone rings nonstop while you're eating, while you're on the toilet, whatever you're doing, playing with the kids. It's nonstop, and you want to start disqualifying a lot of these people that are just inquiring, right? So with the is on 24 uh, call system, it will basically prompt them to the phone call and say, like on my is on 24, it'll say, press one for power of attorney, press two for real estate, press three for, you know, general documents, affidavits, so on and so forth. And once the person says uh, one for power of attorney, it will send them to another prompt that says, hey, is it okay that I send you a text? Now, that text will send the Calendly link that is connected with my payment gateway, which is PayPal. So one, they get the quote for exactly what they're looking for, right? Two, it gives them the calendar to let them know what we have available. And then three, they can make the payment right there through it. I don't even talk to them. It's like bing, 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 bing. And then the ones that book the appointment are the ones that are serious. You know who's serious when they drop that dollar. Otherwise, until they give you money, you have not made a sale. You have not closed that deal. I don't care how sweet it look. Oh, they really like me. We both got Shih Tzus. I give a fuck. Nobody care that you both like Panera bread. Did you close the damn deal? Your phone, it's muted again, bro. Your thing is muted. Unmute yourself.
There you go. There. Thank you.
There we
Thank you.
go.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. Can you close the deal? That's like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Can you close the deal? Okay. And otherwise, I'll find someone else who can do it. The price may be relevant to some people, the availability. Some people are flexible, but at the end of the day, when can you be here? That's the only question that I want to hear coming from my signer. What time can you make it?
Yeah,
What time can you be here?
indeed.
All right.
Hey, you want to share any closings with, like, what do you got going on, bro? Let the people know how they could get in contact with you, how they could reach out. I know Tech also has a financial business that he was able to merge with the notary business, which has been very, very lucrative for him.
Yeah.
So like the opportunities are endless in this business. But yeah, but let the people know how they could get in touch with you and what you got going on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put a link in the chat right now.
Mhm.
It's tinyurl.com/Tiger Tech. So everybody
Nice.
who's into this, yeah, that's appropriate, right? Listen, the opportunity, like you said, it's really you're only limited by who you are, right?
Mm.
If you have a background in if you're an electrician, a plumber, maybe you're a bus driver, maybe you're a doctor, but it doesn't matter what you do. If you A notary business is perfect because the way I have it set up and the way you have it set up as well is that you do it whenever you have availability, right? I challenge you to don't think about money. Don't think about this in terms of how much money I can make in the shortest amount of time. Don't think of it that way.
Hmm.
Think about it in terms of time, right? This pandemic has revealed a lot about some vulnerabilities in some people's lives, right?
It's an equalizer.
It's man, it's month 11. Okay, I bet you didn't think it was gonna last that long, did you? Right? And because I'm in the medical industry, I talk to the county all the time, and it's going to be longer than this, right? All right, maybe permanent. Who knows, right? But position yourself not by chasing money. Time is what's important. Okay, your time is what's valuable. Think about measure your productivity and your service in terms of time. How much can I get time for myself, and then how much time can I give back to these people so they can get back to their lives as well, right? So if you make $30 an hour or you make $15 an hour, I can make one recommendation for you right now. You should double that for your notary service for your signings. So let's say I make $15 an hour. My my a notary appointment, I should be getting at least $30 at minimum, right?
Hmm.
Because now you've doubled or you've gotten an hour back. All right, think about that. It took you for you work $15, 1 hour $15, but if you work 1 hour and you get $30, then you've gotten an hour back, haven't you? Right? So sometimes you'll make more than $30, right? A lot of times you will. So
Yeah.
you can then start counting back the amount of time that you can get back for yourself, and use that to do the things that really truly matter in your life. I
Yes.
challenge you to do that. Okay. The link that I put in the chat, there's a handbook that I'm going to be releasing next month called
Nice.
Thumbtack for Notaries. Thumbtack is a professional referral service. It's like I said, it's like TaskRabbit, if you've ever heard of that, or Yelp for professionals. All right, it's a lead generation system or service. You do have to pay for it because you pay for leads. Leads are different prices based on what you do, but there's a specific way that I use Thumbtack because there are bots on there. There are people who are just tire kickers. How do you weed out those people? So, like that lead I was telling you about, the one that paid over $4,000, came from Thumbtack.
Mm.
Right. So when you Google, if I'm somebody's grandma or great grandpa and I'm looking for a notary, or I'm somebody's son, I may go to Google first. Google is always going to be number one in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yelp is trying to be like Google, but Yelp
Yeah,
costs a lot of money.
it
Yelp
does.
overcharges people, and they're
And
cheating
their
people.
ecosystem is it's not, the reach isn't like Google.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Google's like 300 million. Yelp is like a third of that.
Yeah.
Right? They'll claim otherwise. I've spoken directly to Yelp because Yelp, they have headquarters or offices here, and I'll go toe to toe with those guys, and I'll challenge them on that. But they'll say otherwise. Thumbtack is not quite up to Yelp, but it's getting there. Right? It's just a smaller
Yeah.
version. I know.
Lexa says, I love Thumbtack. Got lots of business from it.
Thumbtack is good, but what ranks me higher at Thumbtack is how quickly you respond, right? And because Thumbtack doesn't want a poor quality selection of professionals, right?
Mm-hmm.
How quickly you respond is based upon how quickly or how organized your setup. So we talk about those links. We talk about how you have those text messages. We talk about how having an automated system to where people can just fill out their information without even talking to anybody and they can get it done. That's how I get a message from Thumbtack, I get an alert. Within 3 minutes, I'm sending them a response. And that's really, again, it's not how much you cost, it's when can you get it done?
Yeah.
When can you be here? If you can get here in 3 minutes, I don't care what you're paying, what you're charging. I'm going with you.
And
right?
and ladies and gentlemen, if you have to set up guardrails in your business. It's like bowling. You never bowled before, and you don't have any guardrails. Guess what? You're gonna have a whole lot of gutter balls. So you have to like set a threshold and say, hey, look, we usually don't take. We need a 3-hour lead time. Now, if they want it before the 3 hours, guess what? That's an expedited service, right? Does FedEx charge for overnight delivery? Do they charge more for overnight delivery versus 3-day shipping, ground shipping? Absolutely.
Last time I checked, yes.
So why aren't you guys charging accordingly? Charge accordingly, please. Por favor.
Yeah. The notary business is again, I don't want people to think of it because listen, this is, like we said, this is legal documents that we're talking about here. Okay, so do not take that lightly. I have a 20-year veteran who personally mentors me, and not even business related. It's not like she doesn't know anything about business, right? She knows her craft. She knows why you shouldn't take that signing on the west side of town at 8 o'clock at night, not because of what you think is obvious, because you think it's like dangerous. No. Because you're going to get there and then no one's going to know what's going on. They're last minute, they're frantic, they're running around scrambling. And now your name is on this piece of paper that is, it's maybe questionable. So last thing you want is the Secretary of State of your respective state calling you saying, hey, Jennifer, Brianne, hey, Carrie, Alexis, hey, Curtis, Erica, Jamie. We need to subpoena we need to request your journal because we have a probate case. You guys know what probate is? You guys know what probate law is? Hopefully you do. If you don't know what probate is, that means when someone dies or someone passes, transitions, and then they didn't have anything on paper. Where was it written down? Where was it written
property down? Is up for grabs.
It's up for grabs now, but now I got to figure out, the court's got to figure out, the attorney's got to figure out, the judge has to figure out, do you have bankruptcy? Who do you owe? Who are you?
Yeah.
Where's your ID? Who are you? How do I know you're related to this person? So, you know, notary is a very serious business, very serious game, and protect yourselves, like always have to be insured, things like that. But also, how do you, like you said, with the guardrails, how do you even like weed out that stuff that's completely unnecessary, highly risky, and frankly, like I said, that signer, all they want to know, they may tell you something different, but really what they want to know is how can I get this money?
Yeah.
How, and you're the only person that's keeping me from getting this money. Will you
And they'll
stamp
pay
it?
you the money to get to the money.
Yes, they will. But don't take all money though, you know?
Yeah. Leave some meat on the bone. Right.
That's right. Recycle, man.
So this concludes our notary war room with tech, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Give a round of applause for Tech Amaku for being on here and sharing some of this automation secrets, ladies and gentlemen. This I learned a lot. I mean, I got a book full of notes. I hope you guys did as well. It was phenomenal. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next Notary War Room. I mean, we have some guests, ladies and gentlemen. We got Ken Collier. He the CEO of a virtual company for those that are looking to start your own agency. That is going to be a really, really good thing for you guys because you'll have to hire somebody, for that. Then we have Jalen with the Black Wealth Renaissance. He started a podcast. Him and his team, they started a podcast, um, and they've grown it to like 100,000. So if you guys are looking to start your own like notary podcast, or maybe just a personal brand podcast for yourself, you definitely want to pay attention to that show. He's going to be on a Notary War Room. My business coach, my mentor, Andre Hatchett, is going to be on there. We have Jamar Ra with Second City Mobile Notary Service. He's going to be on there. This guy does 120 notarizations a month, right?
Killing.
So he killing it. Yeah, I mean, like he's putting numbers on the board, right? And then another one of my business coaches, mentor, his name is Donnie Bryant. I call him the Jay-Z of sales copy because here's the thing. What Tech said, with COVID and everything is being automated and roboticized, right? Like a robot, like you go into McDonald's, there's not a lot of people working there anymore. There's a damn kiosk. Every 3 months, every time I go into Sam's Club, they're removing another register and putting another self checkout, right? So this is the time that let's not fool ourselves. Let's not fool ourselves. Like there's a really big shift that is happening right now. So he teaches how to close deals with print. I've
Wow.
mastered closing people face to face. I've mastered closing deals over the phone. I've yet to master closing deals in print. That's emails, that's scripts, that's commercials, that's stuff like that. That show is going to be freaking amazing. So I want to bring people on to this platform that will help you guys cash flow your business so you can really do what you really want to do. Any final
That's a
words,
good thing.
Tech?
Yeah, man. Listen, you just named, you had about 4 or 5 different coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And listen, listen, everybody's listening, come to these type of meetings, come to these type of events, be around people like Tiger, Andre, Jamar, Renee from last week, from last time. Like, it only helps you. You're going to hear something that may trigger something that in your mind, and it may help you here and there. But the importance of having someone show you how to navigate these minefields will save you and accelerate your progress so fast. I wasted like 4 months trying to put together a website. I completely wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just trying to attach the DNS to the front page, and like that stuff is over my head. To be perfectly honest, I can fake it, right? But
Yeah.
get someone to help you do these things. And Tiger, you've been. I mean, I just want to say thank you to you as well, putting out the material that you put out. And man, it's like a study guide. It really is, you know. You know,
Yeah, if you guys didn't grab the Rise of the Smart Notary book, go to Amazon and purchase the Rise of the Smart Notary book. What the hell, man? Part 2 is coming out, by the way. Evolution. That's I'm putting my foot in Brooklyn and Chicago, and I'm putting all kind of. I got a chapter. I have a section in there. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of what that chapter is going to be. You got to love this tech. Real talk. This could be some revolutionary shit. A lot of people aren't going to like it, but I don't give a shit, right? I have interviewed, let's just say, 5 former big-time drug dealers.
Yeah.
that were bringing in 1.2 minimum $1.2 million a year doing what they did. And when I do the correlation of the two, a drug dealer, a high performing drug dealer, and a corporate executive, hey, guess what? It's pretty similar. They just use different wording when they describe stuff. Like in the drug world, they'll say, yeah, I'll give the fiends a sample. Well, if you go to Sam's Club and you put your Sam's Club card in there, they're giving customers a sample, right? Try this, or a demonstration. Let me show you a demonstration of, Rise of the Smart Notary 2 Evolution. I'm telling you,
Tiger,
fire.
Man, what we're putting together and what the community that we're building, we're going to be the future, man. I wholeheartedly believe that. A lot of things were stolen. A lot of were legally, stolen, taken from us, and from a lot of people. It's really, people are just starting to wake up to that information and seeing how, through documentation and through acts and treaties and laws, that how things were stolen, and people are wanting it back, man. And there's not much difference between the person who's in the corner office versus somebody who's on the corner. You're right. It's just, what information do you have available to you, and how are you going about doing it? Are you doing it through so-called legal means, or are you doing it through, your own? So you're right, man. I believe you, man, 100%.
Awesome. Well, peace, love, and cash flow to all you guys. We wish you and your family the very best in all of your endeavors. It's all love here. Join us for the next Notary Cash Flow War Room, because it's going down. You heard?
I'm going to be on IG in a little bit, so people can hop on and ask me some questions as well.
All right, perfect. Yeah, look them up on IG, y'all. I'll talk to you guys soon. You heard?
Yes, sir.